All right, here we go, y'all. I want to show y'all something. This is a homemade flywheel or flex plate locker that I made. I just cut a ring off of an old flywheel, tack welded it to this little bracket, drilled some holes in it. Well, it goes right up there. You pull the starter out. See if I can help you see. You pull the starter out of this hole and this piece bolts in here, and then it locks in them gears right there on the flywheel or the flex plate. So right here, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but you have to lock that down to change the harmonic balancer. It was so tight I used, I don't know, a 5-foot cheetah pipe to get that thing loose. Now, I find this interesting that I tried impacts, 3/4 air impact. I tried, a battery impact, pretty stout 1/2-inch drive, but that bolt would not come loose. Now, I was using an extension, which, to stick through this, which you lose a lot of torque off with the extension. It wasn't just a real long extension, but still. So I'm thinking about this. It seems like a whole lot of trouble to sit and ponder on this, make this to where it fit up in there to hold it down, because I couldn't find one at the parts house. They was going to have to order it, anyone I called. So I stayed up last night and sat out here and thought, well, surely I could come up with something. It takes a little more time than what I wanted to spend on it, but it worked. It worked really good, and it was able to get the job done by having the right tools. Now I'm gonna go show you another thing in the Bible that I feel like we've overlooked, because I tried to doing it my way, and guess what? My way didn't work. I tried my way several times, all kinds of different ways, just was spinning my wheels and nothing was working because I did not have the proper tools. Now, got y'all back around here on me. I'm going to walk over here where I can see a little bit better. So just bear with me a minute. And as I was searching for, calling around looking for the tool and seeing what I could find, what I needed to buy, whatever, looking it up online, like, can I make one? Can I, how can I make this one? Anyway, long story short, there's a way that works. There's a way that they made that situation there. There's a way that they got the right tools for the right job so that it all works the way together like it should. And I'm going to read you something, and this is in Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16 is where we're going to start, okay? So it says, "Thus says the Lord, stand by the roads and look and ask for the ancient paths, where the good way is, and walk in it, and find rest for your souls." So he's telling you, to ask, to look, and to ask. And then he says, which way is good. Then he says, walk in it, So, there's some obedience coming to what he says. And he says, because of that, if you walk and if you ask for the good way, you find it. People show it to you. God reveals it to you. It says you walk in it. He says, then you'll find rest for your souls. And you keep reading. It says, but they said, we will not walk in it. And then you keep going. He says, I set a watchman over you, saying, pay attention to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not pay attention. Therefore, hear, O nations, and know, O congregation, what will happen to them. Hear, O earth, behold, I am bringing disaster upon this people, the fruit of their devices, because they have not paid attention to my words. And as for my law, they have rejected it. I believe wholeheartedly. You talking about God and Israel and and giving them directions and things. And obviously, they didn't pay no attention to the law. I mean, I go back to Deuteronomy chapter 4 where they God had them wander around, and that whole generation died because he had given them his law, and they didn't pay. They turned from it. They didn't follow it. And he says in Deuteronomy that it was easy to understand. It for you not to understand it. It was very simple, easy to understand, and you failed not to. And so in doing that, he had them wander around and die off. That whole generation die in the wilderness. They didn't go to the promised land, but their kids that didn't wasn't old enough to know any better. He said they'll put their feet will go in the promised land. They will lay hold of it. But so right here he's telling us he's telling us to search for the old paths and walk therein. And that's what I feel like as I was searching for the right way to get that harmonic bouncer off, and then I tried a bunch of my ways, and none of my ways was working. So I had to go to some extra steps, a lot more deeper than what I was trying to go. I thought that I could get done what needed to be done in a lot less time and do it my way, and guess what? It did not work. So I find it important that we ask what the good way is. We ask where's it at, what it is, and that we walk in it. And because here's the thing, so many people today aren't doing that. They're not seeking out the truth. You want to be blessed, read the Beatitudes. That's how you be blessed, is you follow what God told us to follow. But dog's got a bird treat over there. But anyway, when we're talking about thus says the Lord, and he's telling us to walk in the ancient paths and follow them, I feel like that's really important. So this is the first video that it should be going to Facebook and YouTube. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. Anyway, it's raining over here in Oklahoma where I'm at, and sound like it's raining pretty good. The rain's coming in, looks like blowing sideways pretty good, maybe from here towards the west at an angle. So anyway, y'all stay dry, stay warm, and remember to look for the old paths, and don't just look for them, but walk in them in obedience. See y'all later.